Hello, everyone, and welcome to our summer session, Financial Aid Frequently Asked Questions. My name is Jessica Barco, and I am the Director of Financial Aid at California State University, Fullerton. And I would like to introduce my wonderful financial aid expert, our outreach counselor, Marco Mendoza. Say hello, Marco.
Hello, everyone. Hi. Hi, Jessica, and hello, everyone else who will be watching this. My name is Marco Mendoza, and I'm the outreach counselor here in the Office of Financial Aid. And I am in charge of a lot of different workshops, such as this one, as well as some of the ones that I hope you attended, which included the FAFSA and California DREAM Act workshops that we recently held here in the Office of Financial Aid. So welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Marco. It's a pleasure to have you with us. You've done some really great work, outstanding work with the Office of Financial Aid and the team to go ahead and promote that March 2nd deadline. So thank you for all of the wonderful work that you all did. And thank you for being my expert on the panel today for our summer session, Financial Aid Frequently Asked Questions. So summer registration is opening up. It's going to be opening up on the week of March 22nd for some populations, and then it's going to open up to all of our Titans on the 26th of March. So we encourage you to register for the summer courses. We encourage you to register for summer session. And then as you register, some of you may be asking, well, wait a minute, what about financial aid? So I'm glad that you asked the question, and that's what we're here to share with you today. I want to encourage you that summer financial aid is a great way to go because it's less expensive and it has a lesser cost per unit. You can do it remotely from the comfort of your own place, and you can graduate sooner. And if you graduate sooner, then you have social mobility sooner, and you'll be placed in your field and profession more quickly. So now that you understand some of the great reasons to pursue summer, let's get started with some of our most frequently asked questions. Marco, would you be willing to answer the first question for us?
Absolutely. The first question that we get is, which financial aid application would be used for the summer session? Would it be the 2020, 2021, or the 2021, 2022 application? And the answer to this is that what we look for is a valid 2020 or 2021 FAFSA or a California DREAM Act, a CDA. So for the summer of 2021, we consider this to be a tail end of the year, a trailer of the 2021 academic year, which means that we are using the FAFSA application or the DREAM Act application for the 2021 academic year. There is no additional or separate application, financial aid application, that is necessary for summer, with the only exception being that if a student would like to request summer loan funding. If that is the case, a student would have to submit a summer loan request form into our office. There's a number of ways students can submit these forms without ever having to step on campus. My favorite being the electronic document submission platform, which means you can allow students to upload these documents as PDFs. You can mail or fax these documents as well.
Thank you, Marco. I'll go ahead and answer our second most frequently asked question, which is, what are the steps to be awarded for financial aid for the summer? So the first step, as Marco mentioned already, is to have a valid 2020, 2021, this current aid year, FAFSA, which is free application for federal student aid, or CDA application, which is California DREAM Act application on file. You need to enroll in summer courses as well. So we don't go ahead and give you financial aid first for the summer and then you enroll in courses. It's actually the other way around. First, you want to go ahead and enroll in the courses, and then that goes ahead and produces charges on your student account for the fees. And once you have charges on your student account for fees, if you have remaining financial aid eligibility from the 2021 aid year, that financial aid will go ahead and kick in for you. You don't need to do anything to apply for financial aid in the summer. And then the only piece that is separate, that if you would like to have it, is an application is to apply for a summer loan if needed. So for example, many of our students who have federal loan eligibility, our FAFSA students, they can go ahead and receive a direct student loan throughout the year. And if they have any remaining eligibility and they want to see like, hey, do I have any remaining eligibility that I can use for the summer? They would go ahead and complete that summer loan request form, and then we'll go ahead and review the eligibility in the Office of Financial Aid and go ahead and award you for the summer if you have that remaining direct loan eligibility from the year. And then lastly, financial aid grants are awarded based on eligibility. Eligibility is very important because each of our grants have specific requirements. Some of them are very specific to which courses or you are enrolled in, or which programs you're enrolled in, like which academic programs. And then some of them are particular to financial aid, like how many units you're actually enrolled in and what your eligibility you have remaining as well. So because of that, we want to make sure that we understand what your eligibility is for each of the awards, and then go ahead and award you accordingly.
Thank you, Jessica. The next question we get a lot is financial aid awards. What are the financial aid awards that are available to students in the summer? And so the following awards are the ones that are available to students. We're going to focus on the undergraduate student population here. And we're going to start with the grants, which means the free money, the money you don't have to pay back. Starting with the Pell Grant. During the summer, students may be eligible to receive a Pell Grant based off of their eligibility for the 2020-2021 academic year. The summer Pell Grant does count toward the lifetime limit of a Pell Grant. So meaning that a student who receives a Pell Grant has a limit of how much they can receive over the course of their academic career. And so when a student receives a Cal Grant during the fall and spring semester, it counts towards that lifetime eligibility maximum. And if a student is eligible to receive this specific grant during the summer and they do receive it, this also counts towards that lifetime maximum. And so students who enroll in summer courses in the summer session may potentially receive a Pell Grant and have it be prorated, which means that it is adjusted to the amount of units that they are enrolled in. So when a student does enroll, depending on the amount of units that they're enrolled in, they could get a little more or a little less of the grant. And because the Pell Grant is specific to FAFSA applicants, it means that it is federally funded. So this is not something that would be available to the California DREAM Act applicants. And please note that if you have not used all of your Pell for the 2020-2021 academic year, there may be an option for you to use it for the following year, 21-22. And please keep in mind that there are again, the units that you are enrolled in do matter in terms of how much you may be eligible to receive in the Pell Grant. Next is the Summer State University Grant, the Summer SUG. And this is only available to eligible summer programs and classes. The Summer SUG does not count towards the lifetime, or does count towards the lifetime limit of the SUG maximum, the State University Grant maximum. And you must be enrolled in at least 6 units. And if you are enrolled in something less than 6 units, then you would not be able to receive this grant. But if you are enrolled in 7 or more units, you would receive the full amount. So depending on the amount of units you're enrolled in, once again, the amount that you may receive may vary or will vary. And it is awarded in May, and this is available to both the FAFSA and the CDA applicants. Next is the Summer Session Grant. And similarly to the Summer SUG, students must be enrolled in an eligible program. If you qualify, you will receive an email from our office in March, in this month. And students who who are eligible for this grant will have a registration deadline, meaning you will have a specific date by when you will need to register, meet the instructions that will be listed on that specific email from our office. And this is typically awarded to the graduating seniors with 0 EFCs. And students will have to be enrolled in at least 6 units. So if you are a student that is eligible for this grant, please keep an eye on your student email address, because we will be communicating with you via that email. And this is available for both the California DREAM Act and the FAFSA applicants. And I'll turn it back to Jessica.
Wonderful.
Sorry, before I do that, I want to go over the loans. Sorry about that.
Sure, yes,
No
worries.
The next part is thank you. The next part is the federal direct loans. And federal direct loans, as I mentioned earlier, aren't automatically awarded to students. Students who are interested have to submit an additional application to receive the federal direct loans, but you must be enrolled in a minimum of 6 units. This is a federal requirement for students who are interested in loans. And if you are, this is available for the FAFSA applicants. And please be sure to submit that form into our office to be considered for the federal direct loans. And if you are a student who is interested in any private loan funding, there will be a separate application you would have to submit with whichever lending institution you work with or are a member of, or would like to apply with. So if you're interested in doing a private loan or going the private loan route, please be sure to do your research on those type of loans and to be sure to communicate with your lender. Thank you, Jessica.
Wonderful. Thank you so much again, Marco. Really appreciate that. I'm glad that you elaborated on that last portion. And the most frequently asked question, number 4, is what awards are credential students eligible for in the summer? Now, the good news is that our credential students are actually eligible for very similar awards during the summer. And the first one is that summer Pell Grant, and Marco provided some of the specifics for that summer Pell Grant. So if the student already has a valid FAFSA on file, again, the Pell Grant is a federal award, so it goes together with the FAFSA. So if a student has a valid FAFSA on file and remaining loan eligibility, they may qualify for that summer Pell Grant award. And we have to have the classes in the students be enrolled in Pell eligible classes. So we encourage you to look on our website. Our website actually has a list of all of the courses that are eligible. And then students must have the remaining eligibility because Pell does count towards the lifetime maximum when you use it in the summer. So there is a specific amount of Pell Grant that students can have. So for example, it doesn't go on endlessly. There's a specific amount of time. So for example, if a student attended school full time for 6 years, it would max out at the end of those 6 years. So as a result of that, we want students to ensure that they are making progress towards their degree, because if they are continuing, students are continuing but not making progress towards their degree, then they run the risk of maxing out that aid eligibility and then continuing without it as they move forward. So it's very important for you all to know that if you use your summer Pell during the summer, it is counting towards your lifetime eligibility for Pell. Now, the good news is that if you're using Pell in the summer and taking courses, it's also decreasing your time to degree, because now you don't have to take those classes in the following semester, the fall or spring. So it's a win-win situation. You go ahead and use the Pell for the summer. It goes ahead and it's taken out of your lifetime eligibility for Pell, but it's also reducing your time to degree. So it works out. The other piece is that summer is prorated for Pell. So that means if you're enrolled in less than half-time units, it'll prorate at that amount. If you're enrolled in 9 units, it'll give you a different amount. And then if you're enrolled in 12 units, which is full-time, it'll give you the full-time Pell amount. So just keep in mind that summer Pell is awarded in late July, even though we let you know sooner than that if you've been awarded. And then we have the Summer State University Grant. It's also only eligible for specific programs. So check out our website. It lets you know which courses and programs are eligible for the Summer State University Grant. And then also just keep in mind that State University Grant, also known as SUG, also has that lifetime maximum. So always be making sure that you're working on progress towards your degrees. You need to be enrolled in at least 6 units. If you're enrolled in 6 units, you'll get half of the State University Grant. However, the good news is with the State Summer University Grant is that if you're enrolled in 7 or more units, you'll receive the full amount. So that is a very good thing to share with you all. And then also these are awarded in May. And the good news is that the State University Grant is a state award. So our FAFSA filers qualify and our CDA filers qualify as well. And then lastly, we also have loans. And our direct loans are federal. So because they're federal, they go with our FAFSA filers. And this means, again, any of these grants that I'm sharing with you, even though you may qualify for them, it depends if you have remaining eligibility. So just keep that in mind. So again, with the loans, if you are interested in verifying if you have any remaining direct loan eligibility for the year, go ahead and complete that summer loan request form. We'll go ahead and verify if you have any remaining direct loan eligibility for the summer, and we'll go ahead and award that for you in the summer if you ask us to do that. You must be enrolled in at least 6 units to be able to receive the direct loans. These are federal funds and they will not pay out if you are enrolled in less than 6 units. And this also does count towards your aggregate limit. For private loans, you must be enrolled in 6 units for most of the private loans. There are some that would allow you to do it at 3 units, but the majority are going to be 6 units. And these loans are a good point to just let you know to plan to graduate as quickly as you can, because even though the loans can continue for up to, for example, a specific amount of time that can go beyond the 4 years, those are not grant funds, that is not gift aid, those are funds that need to be returned and repaid. So you want to make sure that you are always thinking very critically of how much you need in loans. Do you need loans? And if you do, that you're planning out when you're graduating so that you are not taking out more than you need to. Thank you.
Thank you. The next is what awards are available for graduate students. And when it comes to graduate students, we're specifically looking at the Summer State University Grant. This is available for students, graduate students in eligible programs and classes during the summer. The summer SUG does count towards the lifetime maximum for a state university grant, and students must be enrolled in at least 6 units to be considered for the half-time award, meaning half of the full award, and students enrolled in 7 or more units would receive the full award. And it is awarded in May, just like the other student populations, and both the FAFSA and California DREAM Act applicants are eligible to qualify. And next, we look at the loans. When it comes to graduate students, we're no longer looking at subsidized subsidized loans. We're specifically looking at federal direct unsubsidized loans. And these specific loans have a minimum enrollment requirement of 6 units. And students have to have remaining eligibility from the 2020-2021 academic year, which means that if a student has borrowed the full amount for the academic year for the federal unsubsidized loan, they would not be able to receive additional unsubsidized loan funding during the summer. But if you haven't used up the entire amount, this is where that summer loan request form comes in, so we can award you the remaining amount for the summer session. And just like the other awards that we have mentioned, the loans do have a lifetime aggregate limit. So students will still have to be within that lifetime limit of how much loan funding they can borrow. Next, we look at the Graduate Plus loans. These are loans that students would have to go through an additional application step in order to be considered for. Students would go through the studentaid.gov website to apply for the loan and then submit an additional application form through our office so we can complete the application process. And lastly, the private loans are loans that we would encourage students to do their research on if they're interested in, because they might have a 6-unit minimum requirement for enrollment, or among other things that they might require from graduate students.
Thank you so much, Marco. I'll go ahead and answer our 6th most frequently asked question, which is, if I am a student from the Department of Rehabilitation, how can I facilitate summer awards? And that is a great question. We do have students that are with the Department of Rehabilitation contacting the Office of Financial Aid, wondering how to apply for financial aid. But with this particular population of students, you're going to want to contact the Student Business Services Office to go ahead and process a waiver or an award from the Department of Rehabilitation so that they can go ahead and facilitate your summer costs.
Thank you. And next, we look at concurrent enrollment. And is concurrent enrollment available in the summer? And the short answer is no. Financial aid for concurrently enrolled students is only available during the fall and spring semesters. And as long as the eligibility criteria are met, they can potentially receive concurrent enrollment during the fall and spring semesters. For further questions about concurrent enrollment, we would encourage you to contact our office directly.
Thank you, Marco. And our final question on our most frequently asked summer financial aid questions is how to avoid being disenrolled from summer classes. And this is a great question because just like for fall and spring, students go ahead and register for courses and get tuition charges and fees on their account, and then financial aid applies to the account. The same happens with summer. It's the same process. And the details are in that final area where there's the potentiality for disenrollment, which we don't want to happen to you. So just keep in mind that once the Office of Financial Aid awards you for financial aid, once you've enrolled in courses, the financial aid may or may not be sufficient to cover all of your balance. If the financial aid amount that you receive is sufficient to cover all of your balance, and that's great. However, if there's a portion that is still remaining and there's a balance and fees that are due that still need to be covered, you will be responsible for paying any remaining balance on your account by the appropriate due date. So we encourage you to be on the Student Business Services website so that you are aware of the available dates and the due dates for payment due dates for the summer. Your financial aid will pay if you are eligible after you enroll in the courses. You can go ahead and check out that summer loan request form if you want to see, and if you want to go ahead and try to get any remaining eligibility. And if there's any balance due at that time, you will be responsible for paying that balance. If the balance is not paid, unfortunately, you will be disenrolled from your courses. Please don't allow that to happen to you. We will be awarding very quickly. for summer in the coming weeks, and want to make sure that you have the information that you need so that you can go ahead and pay any balance if you need to. So thank you very much, students, for listening. Thank you, Titans, for learning about summer financial aid with me. I want to thank my special expert in the room, Marco, who's provided information and expert knowledge on our summer financial aid programs and awards. And I just want to remind you, Titans, again, the summer is a wonderful time to take courses. Again, I want to share with you how I started today. Taking summer courses is less expensive as you'll be paying per unit this summer. I want you to know that you can also do it remotely from the comfort of wherever it is that you are. I want you to know that it helps you graduate sooner. And if you can graduate sooner, it's going to cost you less money overall, and you're going to have advanced social mobility opportunities. That means you'll be able to move up much quicker, being able to be placed into your field, your interest of study, and job placement, and be able to work as soon as possible. I want to share with you, Titans, that we're going to be sending an email to you as early as next week from the Dean of Students Office regarding summer registration and summer financial aid opportunities that are going to direct you to some of the links for financial aid opportunities. And I just want to also encourage you that if you've been affected in any way by COVID-19 and your family's financial situation has changed, please contact the Office of Financial Aid. We're always happy to help. And we will be doing a series of webinars through the Dean of Students Office for income appeals. So we encourage you to attend these webinars as we announce them. If that is you and if your financial picture has changed, join us so that you can learn more about financial aid and how it can help you. And I also just want to lastly close my closing remarks by sharing with you that it's important for you, as much as you are able, to take 15 units in the fall and take 15 units in the spring and take summer if you can. The more that you are on track with the maximum number of units that you are capable of taking, and I say capable of taking because I understand that different folks have different life situations. You may not be able to go full time every semester, and that is understood. But as much as you can, and if you're able to do this and take the 15 units every semester and potentially enroll in summer, you will guarantee that you graduate in these 4 years. And if you graduate in 4 years, you will not run the risk of running out of financial aid. You will be graduating sooner, which means it costs you less, potentially taking out less loans. And again, having that upward social mobility as quickly as possible, because you're going from student now to professional, that is, if you're not already working, and then entering the field that you've studied for. So we encourage you, we care about our Titans, we're interested in your student success, and we want to partner with you in that. Thank you for allowing me to share these updates with you. And I would like to ask our expert panelist, Marco Mendoza, our outreach counselor in the Office of Financial Aid. Marco, do you have any closing remarks for our Titans?
Absolutely. For any students who may have not applied for or may not yet have applied for financial aid for the upcoming 2020-2021 academic year, we definitely encourage you to do so. While the FAFSA and California DREAM Act deadline for this upcoming 21-22 academic year was March 2nd, 2021, you can absolutely still apply for financial aid and be considered for financial aid for the upcoming academic year. So if you are one of those students who has yet to submit your application, please do so.
Wonderful. Thank you again, Marco. And I want to thank our Titans for listening in with us. We appreciate you very much. The Office of Financial Aid is here to serve you and support you. Though we may be closed physically on location on campus, we are open virtually, and we are available via email, via our electronic ticketing system, via our electronic document submission platform, via phones. We have a phone queue of up to 25 lines. We have a full team of counselors that are available to support you, and customer service representatives as well. Titans, we care about you, and we want to make sure that we partner with you for your success. Please visit our office or contact us if you have any questions at all. We're here to serve you and support you. Thank you so much, Titans, for joining us again today to learn more about how summer financial aid can work for you. Don't forget to enroll and register for summer courses.
Thank you.